Hi, I'm Tony for TK24 Sports. Now, today's Champions League review show for match day 1, we're taking a look at Young Boys versus Manchester United, Chelsea taking on Zenit, as well as other scores that will pop up on this screen as we go along. Now, if you're new to the show, make sure you don't skip, or you make sure you actually watch the entire show. That way you get the best experience you possibly can. Don't forget, we do have other shows coming up, especially Friday, where we do look at none other than Game Day Hype Show. If you watched last Friday's show, you'll know how good that show was. So you know coming up, it's going to be even better. And that's why it's important that you like and subscribe, especially subscribe to the show. That way you'll never miss shows like this one ever again. You ready? Let's kick off the show with Young Boys versus Manchester United. So as we know, Young Boys actually won the game 2-1. Now in this game, with Ronaldo scoring early with a beautiful through pass outside the right foot by Bruno Fernandes, and has slotted home than none other, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo. But apart from that, United only had 2 shots in 90 minutes of the game. Now, of course, Wan-Bissaka got sent off early on within the half an hour in the first half. That led United just being down to 10 men. But none other than that, United, even up to that half an hour point, wasn't cutting out clear chances. None at all. Yes, you're going to turn around and say there was a penalty shout in the first half, but really and truly, it's not a penalty. If it was given, it would have been very, very soft. Young Boys wanted it more. They were hungry. They were just up for this game. Now, why is that? They're playing Manchester United at home. It's a Champions League opening game. They want to make a statement, and they were making statements. Even when they went down 1-0, they were still the better team before that. Now, if you're unbiased, you would understand that. If you watch the game, whether you're a United fan or not, you will watch that game and say, United just was not at the races. Now, one thing I want to point out here is, what does Jadon Sancho actually bring to United? I have to answer that question. That's the question I'm really truly asking. He was brought in way before the season started. He's played enough games for Manchester United, and I haven't seen yet the Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. Now, is it because of the different leagues? Of course, it could be the tempo, the style of play. It is, after all, only 5 games that he's actually played, so I can't be too harsh on him. But Ronaldo's had a bigger impact than Jadon Sancho. And before you guys actually start and say, well, it's Ronaldo, what do you expect? Bruno Fernandes had a bigger impact so far than Jadon Sancho. And don't turn around and say to me, United fans, that Bruno, we've always known Bruno was going to be this classy guy. You didn't know much about Bruno Fernandes. He's come in, he's lit it up. So yes, Bruno is different class. But for the amount you pay for Sancho, was this for now or is this going to be for later? Some question marks I'm starting to ask now for Jadon Sancho. I'm not expecting him to be a world beater just yet. I'm not. He's still a young man. He's still finding his craft. It's just the media blew him up to be this big thing, whereas I don't think the media, especially in England, were actually tracking Jadon Sancho. I think it was just more pushed that way to, fill narratives that were not really there, just to create something. But I will go back to Ollie. I'm not trying to say he's Ollie out. I think United fans have gone overboard yet again because they've lost. Just remember, this is pretty much the same sort of team apart from Donny van der Beek has come in. Varane was kind of rested. But that still doesn't mean that those guys were supposed to be the creators for United. I just think United just thought it was young boys, we can go out, we can play, we got Ronaldo. He's going to make us better. Just give the ball to him and he will score. They did. He scored. Now, he did have another chance within the first half and he just didn't put it away. Those things happen in football. But United just needs to be a bit more creative. Ollie needs to get the team up a bit more. But I do think Ollie had the right team out there. I just don't think the players had the right attitude going into this one. I felt they were just thinking, well, Manchester United, we battered Newcastle over the weekend 4-1. So we're easily going to have this game. But it wasn't the case. And I think young boys deserved it. They had more shots on goal. They were more penetrative. And again, the goal actually came, the first goal, believe it or not, actually did come from the side that Wan-Bissaka was on. No, actually it was not, was it? It was actually on Luke Shaw's side. So you can't turn around and say, well, that goal came because Wan-Bissaka was on the pitch. Actually, it came on the side of where Luke Shaw was. Of course, we know that the last goal, how that came about, Jesse Lingard just really and truly just didn't put too much effort getting that ball back to the head for the head to clear it. It was a half-hearted pass back, and you can see, if you look back at the game, And you look back at where the goal went in for the second goal, of course, you'll see Lingard just like this. He realised he just messed up. And these things do happen in football. Now, what's the consequences going to be? I would hope Ollie still puts him into the first team squad for United's next game. But no doubt Ollie's most people are going to say, do you know what? You let me down. Yes, you scored at the weekend. We brought you on to try and do something. You let me down. I'm going to drop you now from the squad. And I think that's going to be a harsh reaction. I think that's going to knock Lingard's confidence. I'm sure his confidence is knocked already because he was the reason United actually lost. And that's what you can say. You can turn around and say it could be Ollie, but it wasn't. Listen, Ollie put a good team out. The team just didn't go out and play. Ollie can turn around and say, listen, I put the same team out, there or thereabouts. It's down to the players when they take the field to actually fulfill the job. But also remember this is the Champions League. You're playing the best teams across Europe who make it in. So you're not playing your typical teams you're going to play every week. The scouting report is not going to be there as detailed as you're going to want it to be. But the players should know this is Champions League football. Anything can happen at any stage. It really can. And that's been shown. So well done to young boys. Deserve the 3 points. But United still have 5 more games in order to win. And the next time they play young boys, their result just has to be greater than what it was today. And if they win, they're going to have to score more goals, of course, because the deficit is they're down 2-1. You can call it over the first leg of this first game of the Champions League, day 1. Okay, moving on to the second game. Chelsea versus Zenit. Watch the game again. It wasn't a blockbuster game. It was a decent game. Chelsea, I would say, were lucky to win 1-0. It could have been a late equaliser if the player just had his shooting boots on and there was a better opposition in front of them. Chelsea, again, didn't carve out too many opportunities. I think the best moment of the game was Rudiger's run, taking it from his own half, got a shot off in his own, in Zenit's half. I think it was a great run. Should have been a better goal, a bit more composure on it. Reminds me of Kurt Zuma when he done his run. Do you remember? He ran, done some beautiful step overs and then just laced it over the bar. This one's a bit different. He ran, cut inside, tried to, bend it to the far post, and it just didn't go, and it went really well wide. But it was the best highlight. The goal came from Lukaku, brilliant crossing, good header at the back post. And, I will say it was a deserved win, but Chelsea were lucky to get that win. Is that a bit of a contradiction there? I'm not too sure if it is. Leave some comments below and let me know. But one thing before I go any further, again, if you're at this portion of the show and you do like what we're doing here, please like and subscribe. It's especially subscribe and definitely like the show and then share it with people that you know, because we've got great shows like this coming all the time. Again, with the listens that we bring up, so you know exactly when to tune in and you know why you need to subscribe. Okay, back to the game. Here we go. I think Chelsea are good. I think they can be better than what they were tonight. But then again, this is football. You're not always going to be 100% every time you take the field. But we, as supporters, demand our players, our team, to be 100%. We demand our managers at the top echelon of every competition. Whether it's a Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga, especially the Premier League, you've got to be number 1. And Chelsea were just in second gear. They didn't need to go to third, to fourth, to fifth, to sixth. They didn't need 6 gears tonight. They were happy second, nearly third gear, because they knew and they were comfortable enough within their abilities. One thing I would like to see from Lukaku do a little bit less is be very transparent about where he wants the ball. If you again watch the game, watch it in detail. I was watching Lukaku throughout the whole game thinking, why does he keep on calling for the ball here when the defender's right on him? He needs to have better hand signals to ask for the ball. He's got to have to do different gestures. Sometimes he's very static and the ball doesn't come to him and you go, okay. And then he'll move over this way. Okay, ball again. Okay, move 2 yards. Okay, ball please. It's too easy to mark him. I think it's too easy to mark him. Don't get me wrong. Listen, I'm 16 stone. I'm a big guy. I'm 5'11". Sometimes I say I'm 6 foot. Depends on a good day after a workout. But Lukaku can be easy to mark. Don't get me wrong. If you now play the ball down on his right side so he can get off to his left foot, it could be curtains for you as a defender. But once you know how to play against Lukaku, it's pretty easy. In the air, he's got a great vertical leap. He can do some special things. And then that's why Chelsea got the goal. Great cross in, back post, Lukaku jumps up, heads the ball down, 1-0. But that wasn't the whole story. Chelsea could have got 1 or 2 more. And again, as I said, Zenit could have got a late equaliser if their striker was just on point. And that's what it was. And that's what happens with big teams. When you play against teams that are not on your level, sometimes you don't feel I have to put them away. And this is what Chelsea's going to have to do, especially under Tuchel. Yes, they won the Champions League last year. They're the reigning champions, but they just got to have to do more. Way more going forward, especially if they want to do a repeat, which I think they're more than capable of doing. But I wasn't overly impressed by saying, yeah, Chelsea blew me away today. It was an easy win. And that's why there's not so much really to talk about with these two teams. When I say these two teams, I'm talking about Chelsea and United. United should have just done more, and they got put to bed because of their attitude on the day. Chelsea won, but they should have won by more, again, just because of their attitude on the day. So going forward for round 2, game day 2, when we're talking about next week, I want to see more from them. And I demand more from them because they just have great players. And with great players, kind of like the Spider-Man part, comes great responsibility. But that's with great powers, as he once said. So, if you like this portion of the show, remember, like, subscribe, turn that notification on so you don't miss shows like this, especially the Champions League ones during the week. Fridays, you've got the game day, hype day for Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. Monday is a recap of the Premier League. So there's so many shows that come to you every single day, really, now, how it's going on. So again, I'm tying up for TK24 Sports. Thank you for watching. You've been great. Remember, be the best version of yourself that you can be, and everything will be okay from there. Have a great day. Bye.